Hi, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We are Untitled Nerd Network. This is our 13th episode of the Sopranos reviews. This is the
Season finale.
season finale of season
Season
one.
one.
The episode is called "I Dream of Jeannie Cusamano," and that was such a tiny, tiny, like
That was a minor detail.
yeah.
I think that's why they did that, though. They did not want to give anything away.
Yes.
They did not.
And was it this episode or last episode where Tony just lost his shit on her? Did everything happen this episode?
Yeah, that was this episode.
Yeah, weird.
Because he went back to see her, and, she didn't want to see him. And he told her to get out of town.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, did he like do his rage thing on her and she locked him out? That was at the very beginning of the episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like,
because he wanted to talk to her about, his mother. He heard the tapes from the FBI.
yeah.
And they bugged the old folks home, which...
No. This was before he heard the tapes. After he heard the tapes, he came back and was like, I'm sorry, you were right about her. And she said that she didn't have any,
That's true, okay.
She was like, I'm not happy about being right about her,
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to brag, I want to ask questions.
But that just tells you...
Oh, absolutely not, Jubilee.
That just tells you how much is,
Sorry, y'all. Cat's jumping on stuff. Wow. Anyway.
But yeah, the episode starts with him going in, and she basically reads him the textbook definition of, like, borderline personality disorder. And...
Which I'm not saying that she don't have that at all, but she also definitely has mild Alzheimer's. She knows that she has mild Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
She's not that completely overtaken with the disease yet, and she is taking advantage of that shit.
That's messed up, too.
And that is definitely the personality. Like,
she may not even think she has it, but if everybody else is saying she does, might as well take advantage of it, that kind of thing.
Right, absolutely.
Ugh. Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was a really intense episode. They killed Junior's right-hand man. That was great.
They killed a couple of people. They killed
Holly.
Jimmy.
Well, they killed Jimmy last episode. Yeah.
I thought it was the very beginning of this episode.
Oh, that was the very beginning of last episode, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm confused now.
Yeah, so much. This was a longer episode than normal.
I know.
And I feel
So now I'm going to look it up online because it'll tell us who was killed.
Yeah, it'll say deceased.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure at the very beginning of this episode, they took Jimmy to meet the Russian call girls. Yes.
Okay. Joking. We're fast forwarding there.
Yeah.
Because, see, I totally forgot about that and just remembered, like, his mother showing up.
They, we also got to see the interesting little deal. First time you ever see Meadow get kind of frisky with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, Meadow, we're not saying that she doesn't have an interest in boys or anything like that at her age, but, like, they've not shown it. And this is the first time they've ever referenced her sexuality in any way.
And it shows that, she doesn't really care who she's... I mean, I'm not going to say it like that. She doesn't have a... The way they described it, the way her boyfriend or whoever it was, he's like Dominican, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he
That's
made mention like, yeah, I'd hate for your parents to come in and find you with a Dominican or something like that. Which, yeah, they're one of those like old school types that like, you need to marry an Italian, lineage, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the laying the foundation, the building blocks for that. So,
yeah. She's, going to his house to study, which, the mom's like seeing right through
No,
it.
no, no. She was going to Hunter's house. Hunter is the friend that we haven't seen in a
That's
few
right.
episodes.
She said Hunter. No.
Yeah. So,
Well, even she saw right through that. She knew she wasn't going to Hunter's house to study. She made mention of it.
oh, absolutely. She said that right there in front of everybody.
Yeah. She says, like, I believe she's going over there to study. You know?
But, Tony learns 100%. The FBI is trying to get him to spill his beans, go into witness protection. Mm-hmm. They play him a tape of several segments where they have actually bugged the senior living center.
Which, I don't know why they didn't search that place for bugs to begin with. That was really a slack on their...
I think they just assumed. It was bad judgment on their part.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Well, even the FBI thought it was a waste of money. That guy was like, oh, no, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even said that. But anyway.
They got all that put together. Tony finds out, hears it on tape, that, his mom basically gave the order, I mean, she didn't have, she placed that in Junior's ear, and Junior talking about pulling it off and everything. And Tony uses that info to start taking hits on Junior's men, and would have hit Junior too, but the FBI got to him first, and the FBI does a huge round of racketeering arrest at the end of the episode.
Yeah, and Junior was one of them, and what it was like 10 or 12 other ones.
There was a bunch of people on like Junior's side, some of the other families.
Yeah, the other families, whatever. It was a big clear out. Like, and they said it was the biggest one they'd had since the 80s.
Now, yeah, and they referenced the 80s later on, a couple of seasons later. But while Junior is in jail, and I guess, he's talking to, some of the people, they're like, hey, we're willing to, let's work together. You're 70 years old, and all you got to do is just say that Tony was the real leader, and
yeah, they wanted him to name Tony.
And he wouldn't do it. And you think that it's like pride.
No, it's not pride. It's personal.
Yeah. But
he would rather take care of it.
I don't.
And he would rather keep that fucking label as anything. Yes, he is that hungry for power.
I was under the impression that since the hit happened and everything, that maybe he's regretting it, and he wants to try to.
That was not a look of regret. That was a look of like, I don't even give y'all the satisfaction of putting him. That, or some of it knows if he gets out, even if they do something to Tony, somebody's gonna kill him, because they know he was trying to kill Tony.
Yeah.
Because he knows that he went and told them. Yeah. He's not an idiot. They
got it all figured out.
He's got. It's kind of like he's playing Monopoly, and his best bet is stay in jail right now.
Yes, that's a really good analogy. The funny thing, like they killed his what was that guy's name? Mikey. Wasn't that his name? They killed him on his jog.
Yeah, I think that was his name.
Paulie got poison ivy, and he knew it right when he ran through it.
He's like, I can feel it itching already. And he kind of looked kind of swollen when they were at the restaurant.
Oh, he had like calamine lotion all over him. He had like these big white patches of lotion all over his neck.
Listen, I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. I told you about that time I was in the Bahamas, and we all got into it wasn't even poison ivy. It was called poison wood. And it was like, not a vine. It was a freaking like bush or a tree. And like the trees had it. And my God, yeah, we had that crap all over us. I'm already allergic to poison ivy, and God, like just seeing that made me cringe. Like it was funny, but it was like I felt bad for him.
Yeah,
poison ivy is just
relatable.
Yeah,
they sure did that. Dog, and that was couldn't stand.
Yeah. Especially when the guy was like I thought it was hilarious that at the end of it, or whenever he left, he was like talking shit to his wife, and he was like, "Why don't you go take a Midol?" And then he gets killed.
Yes.
He gets killed, and then on the news, his wife is like, "The last thing he said to me before he left was he loved me. He couldn't wait to be back."
Yeah, she's trying to paint a nice picture for the public,
I wonder if that
make
was
him
like
look innocent.
painting a nice picture for the public, or she was not wanting them to think that she was in on it because he had talked shit to her and left. I mean, I figured that would paint you as a suspect if y'all had an argument the last time you were together. He winds up dead 10 minutes later. You know,
they know what he was up to.
Well, yeah, but
so if it had been normal circumstances, absolutely, you're correct. Not in this instance.
Okay, yeah, they pretty much knew what happened.
Yeah,
and everybody's talking about, oh, he fled the state, that kind of thing.
They're like, and we're sitting here like, nah, he's in the woods dead, y'all.
Yeah, he's in a puddle.
Well, they shot the piss out of him too.
Yeah, they did. They unloaded two full.
Oh my god, it was great.
2 full mags into him. I was like, holy crap!
They had some pin up tin. They had to get rid.
I think, like,
I loved it.
I think the worse the harder you make them work for it, the worse it's going to be.
Oh yeah. Well, back to the original plot.
Yeah.
Tony told all his buddies that he had been seeing a psychiatrist.
Christopher didn't seem to take it too
well. Not, because Tony's his hero. You don't want to hear that your heroes have problems.
Or that they're...
Yeah. And that was probably a lot for Christopher. Especially, Christopher has his own study.
Yeah, and Paulie was kind of iffy about it, even though he had gone to a psychiatrist himself and he openly admitted it to everybody.
It was iffy because it was a woman.
Yeah, it was a woman. What was that him and Sil were talking about? And he told Sil, he was like, yeah, Tony's seeing a woman. How does that sit with your ass? And he was like, I sit on my ass.
Just like you do.
Yeah.
Or no, you should sit on yours too. That's what he said. And that was great. Pretty funny. Reminded me of my great grandmother. She didn't believe something you were saying. She'd go, "That's your tail. I sit on mine."
All right. Oh, also no nudity in this episode.
No, even when they were at the bar.
That was at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like the first scene, and everybody was dancing.
Everybody had tops on for some reason. They do that sometimes, I've noticed, though. Sometimes they'll be up there with tops on. Sometimes not. But I guess that's how a real strip club works. Not always topless.
Really?
Huh? I mean, it's a strip club. They have to strip something off.
I don't know. I've never been to one.
Well, I mean...
Which is weird. I've never been to one.
I haven't either, but I know enough about it.
Right. Well, let's give this episode a rating.
We're not done talking.
Oh, are we not?
No.
Okay. Well, we're just kind of on a schedule right now.
What time do you need to leave?
In about 5 minutes.
You don't need to leave in 5 minutes.
Who?
You have to be at work at 5?
Yes.
Anyway.
So we're kind of having to sacrifice a little bit of the season finale review.
I don't like that. We should have recorded later. Anyway.
Now.
We didn't even talk about Tony's mother.
Or Artie.
Yeah,
pulling
or Artie.
A gun on...
Those were like 2 big plot points in this thing.
Yeah. Like Artie pulled a gun on Tony. Tony's mom in her dementia, but I think she probably did this on purpose, told Artie the whole deal about what happened in the pilot. They set his restaurant on fire.
Yeah, I think she was having a moment of lucid when she told him that.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't lucid when he came to talk to her to begin with. He had to explain who he was, that and this. And that's how dementia works. And is even medicated, my grandmother still had problems, like with what's going on. Once we kind of like reintroduced ourselves or whatever and got her talking about the present, she was okay as long as we kept talking and she would have lucid moments. And that's exactly what happened. Is
Crap.
what, like, oh, me, blah, 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 blah. And then, oh, well, I can't believe, you know, just thought he knew that Tony did that, and he did not, obviously.
Like, did she know? Because I don't remember up to that point anybody ever saying anything about it in front of her.
I'm sure Junior said something.
That's just crazy that.
I'm sure Junior said something.
Yeah.
He runs off the fucking mouth all the time to her.
I almost feel like maybe he might have said something on screen to her at some point, and it just kind of flew under the radar, and I missed it.
Yeah.
You know, like, if Tony, you mind his own business, and, blah, 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 and then, it was something that you probably should have picked up on. She did, apparently.
Right.
And, she just straight up told him.
So,
Artie shows up with a freaking rifle to kill Tony, and Tony talks him out of it, and even, he was like, I'll swear on my mother.
Yeah, because he don't give a shit about her.
Yeah, he don't.
That was just reiterating that fact.
Yeah,
he goes to kill his mom, Tony
Yes,
does,
has a pillow in his hand.
and the nurse stops him, and she's been trying to get a hold of him, and says that his mother had a stroke.
Yep.
Now,
Look,
I know the way they played that off was probably faking it, because she was smiling.
Yes.
But I do know that sometimes when people have a stroke, it sometimes does something to their brain. They can't control their emotions.
Yeah.
So that could easily be a symptom of the stroke.
That bothers me so much, because I don't think that a stroke is something that you can fake and make people believe it.
You could.
I don't know. I figured that was one of those things that if they thought it happened, it probably happened.
Yeah. I mean, it could go either way.
Yeah.
We're really not going to know if she's faking it later.
Yeah, probably at least next episodes.
Yeah.
Yep, so 13 episodes in the
that's
books of The Sopranos, yeah. And I'm sure if there's
everything.
anything we come up with, I'll mention it next time. So,
Yeah.
we're trying to pump these out as quick as we can. If nothing else, for channel content, but also I'm enjoying the hell out of watching these episodes.
Yeah, this has been really...
Whenever I have a free hour and a half or so, I want to sit down and watch one and do a review on it. They've been super fun so far. That's one season in the books, and we've just got
5 seasons.
Yeah, well, technically 6, because 6A and 6B are pretty good chunks. We've got some episodes. But anyway, yeah, that's it for this one. What do you give it?
No, it's a 10. I don't think it's 11.
Oh.
There was a lot going on. I don't know. I'd definitely watch it again. It was really good. And I mean, I would watch it again, but I really don't want to watch it again, just because for me personally, see the mom struggle with dementia is hard for me. That's probably why I'm not giving it.
This episode had some good points for me, but overall, I didn't really consider it that strong of an episode. Despite it was, to me, it had a lot of good. It had a lot of good hits with some slowness in between. For that,
Carmela really let the priest have it too.
I'm giving it a 9.
Giving it a 9.
I just didn't. It wasn't.
Whatever.
But anyway, well, we got to go. It's time to head out, and that's it for this episode. We'll be back for the season 2 premiere in the next day or two. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We are Untitled Nerd Network. We'll see y'all for the beginning of season 2.